Hi, this is Krutenko and this is ZAS podcast. We're kicking off with the season 2 of our podcast, and this time we decided to do something different. We want to show the actual process of startups being advised by venture capital people and experienced leaders. So today I will be joined by Iryna from Indeed. She is a senior product manager here and also an angel investor. From the startup side, we will be joined by Viktoria from BazaIT, the Ukrainian startup. We had a great conversation. I'm sure you will be able to find a lot of useful information about Ukrainian startups. We at ZAS Ventures have a great network of such advisors and mentors. So from this episode, you can understand how this process could look like. So enjoy the episode. Tell a bit about yourself. How you became working at Indeed for how many years now?
Yeah. First of all, thanks for having me here. I'm really excited to join the podcast. I have been at Indeed for almost 8 years, coming up at 8 years in March. How I ended up at Indeed, I can start with some of my education. I grew up in Cherkasy and went to Cherkasy National University. And there I studied education and philology. But then during that time, I also was able to participate in an exchange program in the United States, where I studied international relations and political science for 1 year. So after I graduated, I was able to join a Ukrainian American startup studio that focused on multiple startup projects at the same time, but with most of the focus was on edtech companies. So I was able to use some of my educational background in this work. And as every startup environment, you wear a lot of hats and you kind of do a lot of things. It was a small team, so we all did lots of various responsibilities. And I started out mostly focusing on customer success, but then over time also went into digital marketing. But then again, kind of throughout the entire time I was there, about 5 years, I got to collaborate very closely with our engineering team, QA team, which started out just a couple of people, and then we grew the team a bit. And I was doing a lot of things together with engineers, like figuring out some requirements, creating wireframes, doing some testing, content creation, and so on. So when I saw a job posting on Indeed, which was calling for someone with a Ukrainian background because they had just opened their first website in Ukraine. So they were looking for someone with the knowledge of the language or the knowledge of the market, but also they were looking for some technical experience, like tech product, and at the same time, some international relationships. So all of that kind of combined for me and connected the dots. So all of my previous experience. And I joined the team and started working as the first person to work on the Ukrainian side. And then since then, I've joined multiple types of teams across the company, and kind of had a little bit of experience and exposure to all parts of the business at Indeed. So I worked on consumer-facing products, I worked on enterprise products, and more recently, I've been focusing on our platform products. So looking into building no-code configurability solutions to scale our business worldwide.
And we'll get back to your knowledge with Indeed when we will talk with Viktoria more. And I'm more interested in your you last year or year before that you started investing angels. So if you're in in the United States or Canada, North America, you should have some specification license, anything, or just you could tell I'm an investor now.
It's not difficult, but you either have to be an accredited investor in the United States. I think this term is different depending on the country, so I'm not sure how it is across other markets or other countries. But at least in the United States, you have to have an accredited investor status, or you can get a certification, a specific certification to which you can study for and pass an exam. But I was able to become an accredited investor over time.
So yeah, that's very interesting. But what's from the one point you're investing because you want to invest your current money to get more money in 10 years. But what how it's helping you as a product manager for your day-to-day job, for your day-to-day activities.
One thing I'll say is that when I started angel investing and working more closely with startups and founders, I did notice and learn that product fundamentals are the same, no matter if you're at a later stage, larger enterprise, or just starting out and very early. But it was a little bit of a mental shift for myself. Just because I've been focusing on established products that already have millions of users, but applying some of the frameworks and some of the knowledge to the startup world where you might have just a couple dozen users to begin with, and you're testing and experimenting and trying to grow that user base. So slightly mental shift, but again, one of the main learnings for me was, product fundamentals are the same. You need to ground all of your assumptions and hypotheses in deeper user understanding and understanding the pain points and the problems for the users and how you can solve them creatively with the product you're building. So a lot of it is kind of learning to apply all my product knowledge that I've gained over the years to either like a very small experimental product or a different industry as well, which is also very interesting. So kind of reinforcing some of the product knowledge and the frameworks that I use day to day and applying them to help other companies.
Okay, I have some notes with interesting question. So first one, what pivots did Ended make based on changes in the labor market? I mean, it's not like product that you are working in a start. Maybe you have some pivots. It's interesting how you choose what you need to change.
And indeed, we do a lot of experimentation all the time. So at any given point, any given day, all our product teams run probably dozens or hundreds of experiments, especially on the consumer side, so job seeker facing products. So I would say that a lot of understanding of what needs to change and what needs to be improved comes from learnings from our A/B testing and experimentation. At the same time, we had to pivot when market conditions would change or evolve. And sometimes that would mean that we would need to release new functionality really quickly. And I think the pandemic is a great example when a lot of things changed really quickly for us. And for the rest of the world, obviously, as well. But we needed to address very urgent and immediate needs of job seekers who lost a lot of the jobs when the world stopped and people stopped going to work, and a lot of industries were suffering from that. So we needed to really quickly understand how we can help those job seekers, and we can help the employers who are still hiring during those times and those conditions. So we started just releasing functionality and smaller features, larger features to help connect employers with job seekers who are still hiring. And we did new features on job seeker products, like adding different remote functionality, remote filters, remote check marks during job posting to help connect them as quickly as possible. We also released open to work badges for a job seeker so that they would be more easily found by employers. So those are kind of like quick functionality in things that we wanted to quickly put out on the world to help as much as possible during those tough times. But also we were seeing the larger shift of people are starting to be on video conferencing much more and not go into the office. So we started investing more deeply into building our in-house interview platform where we would enable online video interviews all on the same end-to-end experience on one platform. So it's mostly reacting quickly to different market developments and what's happening in the world, while also doing experimentation whenever possible. So during normal times, it's just regular experimentation and testing and understanding what works, what doesn't, and then pivoting based on that. But when something major happens, like the pandemic, then it's just quicker releasing something that would help users at that point of time.
Thanks. Second, in your domain, I mean, in HR tech, I know only Indeed and Ukrainian one, Jubal. Why only two of us? This is because it's red market, or maybe you don't hear smaller one, or how it happened? Why only Indeed and Jubal?
HR tech market is very large, and as you think about sourcing and recruiting market, that almost could be viewed as a separate domain, and it's also very, very large. So we've seen a lot of players focusing on either a specific niche, a specific sector, like your company is focusing on IT. So helping a specific type of work, maybe, or building technology that can do sourcing quicker, for example. I think in the case of Indeed and Jubal, there's a couple other players as well that also provide indexing or aggregating functionality. That is a harder technology to build, and that was bread and butter of Indeed when we were just launched, I think back in 2004. That was the main product that we started out with, and then over time build the product suite of other functionality and other like job board postings, ATS capabilities, all within one platform. But if you think only about aggregators, there's probably not too many left, because one, it is harder to build, and then you need to always deduplicate content and make sure that whoever you are aggregating, that they might aggregate someone else's content. So it causes some of the content duplication. That is a pretty big problem to solve. But because I also focus on international markets, we see a lot of in-market, locally grown job boards or other competitors who might be doing something really well in that market, and they don't have plans to expand, but they really serve the local needs of a specific country or specific geographical location. So just depending on how you look at the business and what functionality you're focusing on, there's definitely smaller and larger competitors all around, but they might be focusing on either type of technology or specific local needs, or like maybe a specific niche or type of industries.
It's good. Maybe you have some AI tools inside to do it more easier, as you said, more simplify the hiring.
That's one of the other market developments and technology developments that definitely influences the business. When the generative AI came into play, it became kind of more accessible for different companies. We've been seeing a lot of companies trying to do a lot of new features and experimentation with AI. I'll say that we've been investing a lot into data science and matching models previously as well. But Gen AI also unlocks more opportunities for us to experiment with other things on top of what we've already been doing in terms of data science and all different models. So in the spirit of experimentation, we run a lot of tests right now to enable either new products completely for job seekers and employers, or to simplify or accelerate some of the products. So stay tuned. There's you probably, when you go to the website, you might see different things that are powered by AI. So please test those and see how they work. But we continue experimenting and testing with it so that we can come up with good features that work for our users.
Yeah, because for us, this is the main priority now. Create some AI matchmaker that help for consumers and for a company find each other more faster. But with quality, it's not about number. It's about quality. It's about relevancy.
That is one of the tough problems in this marketplace, because you have two types of users, as we've been talking about, and ensuring quality of matches is it's a hard problem to solve, but also very important, because we want to ensure that employers are getting great quality candidates who are qualified, but also job seekers see interesting jobs that they would be interested in and they would be qualified for. So using data and a lot of data science models and any other matching capabilities to match the two parties is something we've been focusing on for a while.
So next, my question about maybe you have some product based on Indeed. Maybe you invest on some new HR technology and HR tech that name not Indeed, that name maybe other name, but do you invest in develop some fresh or new HR tech product?
I personally am not involved in that work directly, but I know that we have a corp development department that focuses on some of this work, and we have a corporate investment team that also always on the lookout for new emerging technologies and companies. And sometimes we do acquire new companies, and then we publicly post about this if we acquired a new technology or a company altogether that would enhance our product suite. And sometimes we choose to build something ourselves. So it's the usual buy versus build decisions that evaluations that we do a lot. But also when there is something out there, like a new team, new companies working on something that would be a value add for Indeed, I know that we have a team that is working into looking into those opportunities, and we brought in some teams who bring the technology they build.
Okay, and my last one, how did you work with talents base and increase your number with relevancy, with relevant applies? We actually already talked about this, but how did you provide relevancy for each your position? Or maybe it's not your focus and you don't work with this.
It's not my direct focus right now, but maybe I can speak a bit generally about some of the work that we've been doing in this area. We are a data-driven company, and we always like to ground a lot of our decisions based on data and deep analysis. So for that reason, we also collect a lot of data, both on our consumer products and on the employer-facing enterprise products. And then we can leverage that data for better matching capabilities. So as I was mentioning earlier, this is definitely one of the focus areas for us to continuously invest into matching algorithms and making sure that we collect high quality data and we can properly use it. And then making sure that whatever we do with the data is also relevant for our users and they see good results. So always experimenting with algorithms and how we collect data and what we use it for, but getting continuous feedback from the users, whether what we are releasing is improving their results. Our job seekers seeing more relevant jobs, our employers seeing high quality candidates. So always collecting that kind of feedback.
Yeah, and now we're going to Viktoria to ask you about how you've become founder of BazaIT and why BazaIT, why you're doing this. So a bit about your story. I've too looked at your LinkedIn. You worked with a lot of different initiatives. Yeah, and how you came up with BazaIT idea? What's why you're trying to achieve right now?
It's a good question because it's a difficult answer. I have been working like entrepreneurship lady for 5 years. I really like recruitment because my previous job, everything about HR sphere and HR recruitment and everything about people who are working in team inside. So I decided to build something own in recruiting, and my first business, recruitment agency, Reteam. We work with big companies like EPAM, this is outsource, and Creatio, its previous name Terrasoft. So I like big one companies, but we also provide not only recruiting. We work with HR processes, so we'll help companies build relationship with their team and do it more clear and understandable. And I decided I need to have not only agency, I wanted to build a product that help hire people, more and more companies, because agency it's manual work. Yes, it's helped me to all time just understand what's happening now in the market, because I'm in the same page in recruiting some changes, but I try to understand what maybe I create like platform. And when I met my co-founder Oksana, we work hard to understand what clear idea we need to develop. And when we hired first developers, we create a BazaIT. We have a lot of pivots, of course, but now we understand who we are, and Startup Ways Guys Accelerator help us with this. And now we called like all-in-one hiring platform for tech companies in Europe. So that you are talking that you are end-to-end, full cycle, and we decided we also help like a full cycle recruitment for small companies. We work with startups, we work with scale ups and small product companies up to 50 people, because they don't have inside recruiters, or only one recruiter who don't have a lot of time to have this full job like clearly. And this is a lot of job in recruiting, sourcing, then interview, then clear understand what exactly people really good match with our needs. So we provide a full cycle recruitment, but we have a platform that help us to do it more automatically.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you how the idea originated, but you kind of covered it. But I'm curious, what were some of the main challenges that you were seeing in the market that brought you to this idea and launching the business?
This is existing big recruitment platform, because when I told about that I have idea, so it's recruitment platform, job boards that help to clear understand a profile company and find something new, something clear, because 5 years ago we have this a lot of IT, we have a big growth, but we don't know clear what product companies, what outsource companies, who work with a game dev, who work with a fintech, who are banking company. And this is my first idea to build some marketplace to help clear understand what who is who. And when I show this and pitch this idea, everyone told me it's not. No, it's not like go-to-market strategy idea. We have existing big companies who already work with hiring people. Robot.ua, now it's a company that work in this area maybe more than 20 years. Doe more than 20 years. Genie more than 10 years. And what will it's and I said that I'm looking for investment, maybe a bridge one, and my mentor said me it's no one invests you, no one. It's so hard, of course, but I really believe about this and work hard. We have now a first investment, and we do what we need to do, believe in our idea, clear understand pain of our clients, and clear understand what clients are ideal for us, and to work with this ICP.
You mentioned that you pivoted multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, what kind of experimentation did you do, and how did you decide when something was not working and it was time to pivot to something else?
Yeah, as I said, we start like a company, a marketplace that have all these filters to clearly understand criteria about all companies. But then we decide that these criteria have LinkedIn. Then Jenny adds some new criteria, and this is not like idea, maybe a fresh idea or not good idea. So we try to understand what we need to more, and what value proposal we need to find. Then we have some hypothesis that maybe create some platform for not only like job board and only by posting, and create inside dashboard, because I work with candidates also. I am a career consultant, and I understand that all these talents, when they are applied for all these 100 positions, they don't have a management system for this. They create some Excel file and do it manually. So we create for talents this dashboard that help clearly understand in what stage, in what company they are, and have clear feedback. Because when company move card from this stage to other stage, candidate get some feedback that your card moved already for step or reject or call with recruiter, and candidate know what happened with all this applies. And we try to understand what other paying have talents, not only companies, what paying have talents, and to try to put it in one platform and create something fresh that don't have our platform, our existing platform. And it is platform don't have this dashboard and don't help candidates clear understand what happened with their applies.
What I liked about your product when I was checking out your website was it's very clear user experience, kind of easy to understand, simple UI. So to your point, you were mentioning that it's easy to understand for job seekers at what stage they're in, and easy functionality for recruiters and employers to move candidates in different stages. And I also noticed that you have pretty clear pricing model as well. just easy and simple for recruiters. So I'm curious, how did you decide on the monetization strategy?
Mm-hmm. It's a good question because we change it like every year, really every year, and I don't know if it's a final one because maybe we change next year. But first of all, we decided we like sell our platform like subscription. And we try to sell it month per month. You wanted to pay us 550, but today you have vacancy, then you close vacancy, and maybe for next vacancy it's our platform. You don't need to use us because you don't have open vacancy. So it's a not good model. Subscription, it's not good for us. Then we try to freemium model to have to attract more company to posting. Of course, open for free. And when we start, we open for free, and we have more than 200 different vacancies. It's really good, really help Ukrainians to find new job because a lot of Ukrainians was fired, and this was like our social idea, social help. But when we decided investment money, it's not like sometime in some time they are finished. So we're back to analyze our business model, and we try to develop a model what have now in the market. This is postpaid, when you hire people and close vacancy only for this. If it's happened, you pay us. It's not good because we don't have money now. And we try to manage different packages for different companies. Some company pay us after closing. Some company needs sourcing, and we have sourcing team, and we have pre-money. We have money now, and then do all the job to close vacancy. And a third model I implemented like 2 months ago. This is more model like recruitment agency for big price. If you need recruitment full cycle, so we are open, but it's not 100, it's 1,000. I like it more because it's more money for my company. It's like all time we try to understand what market needs and what we can provide, because of course it's about recruitment expertise, because I don't believe that you have success business in a sphere that you are not expert, that you don't have like experience. You never be like success.
Well, I love your approach in the spirit of true startup experimentation. You're trying and testing different things and seeing what works, and you might end up with a combination of these models. But I think testing and analyzing is definitely very important for your business.
Yeah. For us, it's our stage testing to sell more and more for grow our paid customers, have more and bigger number with success K close vacancy, and try to analyze their needs, their pains, what good we provide, what if it's good business model, it's cheaper or not, it's maybe we need to add, we may need to grow our business model, or maybe not, maybe less. So it's really important period for us because we need to sell more, to have more data to analyze.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And my final question for you, where do you see the business 1 year from now? And then longer term strategy, how do you see developing 3 to 5 years from now?
Good question. Good. I really like dream. I dream about my company, first of all, but in perspective, we work with Ukrainians and help develop Ukrainian markets. And 1 year perspective, we clearly understand what next market we choose to our expansion, because now we try to understand recruitment experience in European market, try to understand what market, what use, because in Finland they use LinkedIn, in Germany they use recruitment agency for a big price, with a big price, and try to understand what's happening in this different market. In a perspective like 5 years, we're number 1 product in Europe. We close more than 1 million vacancy and grow more than 10,000 startups. And we understand how to provide hiring process, maybe in Mars. I all time told that we are the first one company who help with hiring in a Mars. This is my big one idea.
No, wow,
that's
big goals.
Yeah,
big goals.
It is. It is. But
wishing you best of luck.
Yeah, it's not happen when we don't dream ambition. Yeah, thanks for this interesting question.
Wow, that was awesome talk. Maybe some feedback how it was for you. How this hour helped you. Ira, you will be first. Okay.
Yeah, this has been amazing for me for sure. I love learning about new startups, and I definitely love this format of just talking directly to someone. I think it's super interesting, and we can get to ask questions to each other and have a dialogue. I thought the format was amazing. And in terms of questions, at least to some questions for me, I was trying to provide some general answers, but I couldn't go into detail. I hope it was fine.
Yeah, we understand it, of course. For me, it's also was good because I really like to have some dialogue with people with success experience that may be applicable for my job, because it's all time some insight, or maybe I need to do something new based on this dialogue. And of course, in that my company for whom I'm looking, this is my competitor. Of course, and it's interesting to understand how it's work in a big company, because I need to be a big company, and of course I need to clearly understand what I need to do. I want it to be a big company. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you for feedback, because for me, the idea of this, I've started just talking with startup founders in English, just so people with English speaking could explore Ukrainian startups. But then we understood that, okay, that's good. We're doing the same thing like all other people are doing in Ukrainian. So, and no one is exploring. But then we decided we have this huge, awesome network of advisors. Like Ira, you are in this network, and you are the first who is introducing this network to people. And another, we have startups, and more startups than advisors. So how we can and startups would love to talk with advisors and how to make this happen. Why not just switch camera on and do this? This experience. So thank you for joining me today, because for me, experience was for you interesting, awesome, and helpful. For me, it's we're doing next step with our podcast, with our content of BazaIT Ventures, because we're not here to give everybody money. We're here to give everybody value, not only with money, but with our experience, network, and everything.
Yeah.
And talking with you, both of you, Iryna, with your product management at large company, basically, and your angel investment experience, and with Vika, with you, because you're still part of Growth Ukraine, it's Startup Wise guys still. Yes, it's not finished yet.
No, we only have middle side, and we have next 2 months.
Yeah, wow. And yours is accelerator, so you've been into all Ukrainian accelerators I've ever heard about. You're everywhere, basically. In all the communities in Slack in Ukraine, every community have right now discount to posting with BazaIT. And I love that. That's a great idea, and great, everyone who is in startup community knew about you, and all the startup community posting with you. So thanks you for being here. Thanks for joining me today, spending your time. Bye-bye.